Welcome back to The Takeout. There is no American city for which the events in Venezuela and their possible implications for that country, as well as Cuba, resonate more than in Miami. The city is home to the largest concentration of Venezuelan immigrants in America, and the Cuban diaspora first called Miami home, and much of it still does. In fact, every year on New Year's, since 1959, Cuban exiles in Miami have roasted pigs and toasted next year in Havana, their dream of a post-Castro, post-communist Cuba. Quick historical quirk. In Washington, D.C., there is a statue to the great liberator, Simón Bolívar of Venezuela, near the Interior Department. It was given to the U.S. by Venezuela as a gift of friendship in what year? 1959. With this as a backdrop, let me bring in the newly minted mayor of Miami, Eileen Higgins. Mayor Higgins, it's great to have you on the program. Talk to me about what your city has experienced and what its dreams are, both in Venezuela and in some respects Cuba after the capture of Nicolás Maduro.
Well, certainly here in our community, we want democracy returned to Venezuela, and people here have been waiting decades for a moment of hope. And of course, the removal of Maduro provides a little of that. But what you and your team have been reporting is what we are hearing as well, is that Venezuela remains in chaos. The colectivos are still out on the streets patrolling and terrorizing people and making them nervous. So the situation is very unclear and will remain unclear, in my opinion, for the weeks to come. So our community, we've got a lot of joy, but also a lot of nervousness about what's next. And as you know, Florida is the home to the largest percentage of Venezuelans in America, and they're nervous. And basically, 500,000 Venezuelans here lost their temporary protected status in November. Half of those are in Florida, and they need that status back. Venezuela is not safe to return to.
So dig into that a little bit more, Madam Mayor. The Trump administration has said that temporary protected status is removed. Recently, the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, has said, well, Venezuelans can apply for asylum. Is that a proper or equivalent option?
The asylum process is a permanent process. It's also very complicated. It takes a long time, requires a whole new set of paperwork, a whole new set of lawyers, and extremely costly. In the meantime, basically with a switch of the computer in November, they got rid of TPS for these folks. They could just hit the button again and get these folks back under TPS while they're looking to perhaps have a permanent status or stability, please, happens in Venezuela should they choose to return. But going back now for many of these families would be foolish, would be unsafe. Political prisoners have still not been released. If TPS is restored tomorrow, we have tens of thousands of people, breadwinners, who could go back to work. I know of companies, large and small, that still have openings. They received a letter in November asking them to fire everybody that had lost their TPS status because they were Venezuelan. Many of those jobs are still open. Those families don't have a breadwinner. It's good for their safety, and quite frankly, it's good for Miami's economy to have them back working.
Madam Mayor, what do you think might happen in the not-too-distant future in Cuba? Mario Diaz-Balart was on my program last night saying he doesn't believe the regime there is going to last much longer.
Well, certainly that is our hope. Cuba is just in a terrible state of affairs. Electricity is random, if at all. Healthcare is bad. Groceries are in short supply. And of course, nobody has any freedom. So our community, every day, we think about the day when we will have a free Cuba, where so many of our residents still have family members, can return to, feel safe in. And quite frankly, let's get them a flourishing economy as well. I certainly hope the Cuban regime, those folks there, figure out that the time for a prosperous and free Cuba is long past, and they should start down that road now.
Mary Higgins, back to the Venezuelans in your community. Are they recent arrivals, or do many of them, or most of them, have long-standing roots in Miami?
So the folks under temporary protected status have been here for a number of years. Venezuela has been in chaos since Chavez took over, and then we've had years of Maduro. Many of them are small business owners. Their moms, their dads, they have American citizen children. They're the breadwinners. So we have a range of people that are here under TPS, although no longer. And so for me, that is my plea to President Trump, is to restore TPS now. Let's get these folks feeling safe, feeling secure while we are watching what is going on in Venezuela. When Venezuela is safe to return to, they can choose to return. But for now, it's not safe. You've seen the reporting. You wouldn't want to be moving back there today, and I wouldn't either, certainly not with a family full of children.
Mayor of Miami, Eileen Higgins. Madam Mayor, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.